Welcome back to another episode of Passion Unscripted, and it's me, Irina Portnova, with my dear friend Dina Alexander, spicing up Mondays every week.
Yes, we
And
are.
that's exactly what we are doing, right? Putting everybody into the momentum of living in the present moment here and now, and continue exploring the intimacy and passion and how it all plays out in our daily life. And
Yes.
today's topic is he's a great guy, but okay, Dina, take the stage. Tell us a little bit more about it.
This is something I think the majority of single ladies is going through because nowadays the dating arena is not the best one, I think. But that's why I think we need to have procedures if you're going to date. Um, because at the first two dates, you can already tell if you already know the red flags if you have been out there, if you are not a newbie, you have been experiencing already the dating arena. So I do recommend women, single women, go out date on dates. Why? Because the majority know how to indulge and entertain a guy, but they do not they can't date. They do not know how to date. They do not know how to say, look, I like this guy, but he has red flags. Do I need to continue? Am I going to be his psychiatrist, his psychologist, or whatever it is?
Mhm.
Am I going to take him and to my home and rehabilitate and make my home a rehabilitation center? Yes, this is going on, Irina, and you know because you have those clients also. So that's why I said to myself, look, I had another title, I had another topic, but you understood this one, and I like it. I do like it. Yes, this is what the universe is asking us to talk about, and I am
Mhm.
totally with. So before I start to guide in this these 20 minutes to guide a single lady how to get to know these red flags, what came up, because you went like, hey, this is a good topic, you went like you were very glad. So what came up hey,
You know why? Because I always trust the universe. When we are together, common, especially when we are there putting something out to a big audience, I know that we are channeling the information that has to come through us, and we are speaking and we are coming. And it's very important to trust your intuition because we are always guided, we are always supported. So
yes,
that's why when you initially proposed the topic, I was like, this is what I came up with that. And you said it was a little bit a different twist, but it's okay. We'll just go with the flow. And I just love it because we want to approach our life as go with the flow. Because if we want to control every step in our life, it becomes very stressful and we experience these disappointments because we are not always receive everything what we expect, right? So it's a good like just showing up, showing that the reality is something that we cannot 100% expect, and let us handle the life as it comes. So yeah, so for me that was the topic that was just channeled through me, and that's exactly what we are talking about,
yes,
right?
love it, I love it, and you nailed it again. That's why I use the dating arena for someone to, if you are not in tune with your heart, you are not in tune with your pussy. That's how
Mhm.
I tell the ladies, hey, that's how you check on yourself. Well, how is your pussy feeling? So if you cannot do it, I use the dating arena as a way for you to get in tune with that. Okay, so I do recommend for you to, for everybody that is listening now to us and is in such a issue or situation, reflect on your feelings and observe. Step back. Take time to assess your feelings about your relationship. What is pro and what is the cons? How do you see yourself in 5 years? How do you see yourself in 6 months? Are you genuinely happy, or are you overlooking issues because you are infatuated? Reflecting on your emotions can clarify your thoughts. And how do you reflect on your emotion? Is in silence. Some women cannot be silent with themselves. So this is I think the most important, because I do have procedure, and I would love to call this the procedure. In getting to recognizing red flags. Reflect on your feelings. So I will continue, and if something come up, Irina, just
Something already came up.
Go ahead, tell me.
Asking in the right moment, something came up. So first of all, I love how you said check with your feelings, with your emotions. Because let's say if I go out, this is the first time I'm meeting the person. I'm, like very observant. I'm paying attention to all the details, right? And from the moment how that person is greeting me, right? I would love to be picked up. I don't want to drive to the destination. I don't want to be that, like available. I want a man to be a man and a gentleman, right? Hey, come to pick me up, right? Again, if you don't feel secure with the person, just come somewhere, like make that point of, meeting, right? Say, okay, pick me up by the Starbucks, right? I always pay attention what kind of place that person is going to invite me, because for me it's not about just having a good food. It's everything, right? Including what kind of environment. I love something fancy. I love something where I can relax. And that's exactly when we are saying about paying attention at the emotions and feelings, right? Because if you feel that the place that person chose is something that you actually resonate with, you already relax, you're going to have a good time, and then see how he is behaving and what the conversation goes about, right? Again, like you said, some men might start telling their life story, and like for somebody to hey Bruno. Yeah, communication skills also, yes, something that's like very, very important. But we talk also about other things, right? Everything is important. Like if he's a gentleman, if he has the manners, knows exactly what I like. Again, it's not for everybody. I'm just sharing my perspective, right? Somebody might watch it and say, hey, this is not me, and it's acceptable, it's okay, because we cannot all be the same. But I'm just describing, like, for me, what's important and what does it mean to check in with your feelings, check in with your emotions, right? So for me, everything, like how is he gonna have that conversation, what exactly this conversation is around. And for me, it's important for a man to have the goal, to have the dream. Yeah, where does he see himself in 3 years, 5 years, right? What are the big plans? And that's exactly how I would already feel. Either I feel like that person is not meeting my benchmark, or I should give that person a chance to get to know them better, right? So for me, yes, infatuation, no, doesn't happen in my case. It has to be, like everything has to be at par in order for me to be, like really at awe or infatuated.
Yeah, I loved it. You said something. I want to break it down what you just said in two scenarios. The first scenario is you're going out with person that you don't know that person. It's a blind date. It's the first time you're going to
Right.
get to know this person, going to see this person. Or if you're talking, if you're going out with someone that you kind of already are talking with, and you know a little bit more about this person. So two scenarios. The first scenario, I do recommend the one that you don't know that person. Don't you dare enter the car with that person. I do recommend meeting a person somewhere with your car and going home with your car, with your own car. So it's for your own security. But if you know that person and you kind of like that person, want to give him a chance, meet him at a Starbucks, let him pick you up, and then let him bring you back. That's okay. That's number one that came up. Bruno came in and he nailed it also, because that was my second thing. Because okay, you are in the car or you are at that place talking with that person, and you need to communicate openly without being afraid to be yourself. Being yourself is not, it's not being arrogant or being bossy or needy. No, I don't think so. I think communicating openly, both the lady and the gentleman, will make things easier for both. Because I was recently on a date, and I'm a sapiosexual person. So for me, intelligence is the key. It's not how
The most
dresses
sexiest
are.
organ, the most sexiest organ in the man is his brain, right?
For me, I can eat the brain up. So when you sit and in my case, what did Bruno say? I love this, Dina. Honestly, I don't really believe even women understands how harmful it is for them to be in a car with a man they don't know and can't trust with their life. Yes, Bruno, this is very important for me. So going back to the communication, for me, it even though the guy may be not so handsome, and if I stayed there and 2 hours we were sitting and talking, 3 hours we were sitting and talking, that says a lot. Okay, because it's intelligence being
Connecting.
Right.
Right.
So I do recommend engage in open conversation with your partner, even though if you're not sapiosexual like me. Engage with your partner about your expectations. Very important. Your boundaries. Any concerns that arises as the conversation progresses, as the relationship progresses. It's very, very important for you not to be scared to come over as needy or bossy, because it's important for the person to know that you know who you are. What are you laughing? No, what did
I'm just
Bruno?
laughing, Bruno. He's like feeling in that he's not great guy, but I just
It's not
love
funny.
everything what he puts in. Yes, he's not funny. This is also very important for me, for sure.
Yes. So I'm going to stay on communication, because effective communication fosters understanding and can reveal underlying issues, and may not have been apparent initially. So I need you to be very aware about communicating with the new person. Irina, you're laughing so much.
I
So
always
what comes
do.
up?
That's my that's my nature. Yeah.
What is your what comes up?
Yeah, communication. And like I agree, like you not only that you kind of have the conversation together, you love what he's talking about, but also see that there is like that active listening, right? Because I
Yes.
think it's so important when the person not just talking expecting you to listen and understand, but they also express that active listening and they want to really get to know you as a person.
Yes. Yes. Number 3, I recommend to observe. For me, being observant is very important. And for a person to be observant, that person needs to be calm and talk less about themselves.
Mhm.
Listen more. Listening is an art.
Exactly. And you
Not
can
only that,
practice that skill. It's the
it's
skill that you can practice. Yes.
you need to practice. And you one of the ways that I teach people is training your tongue, while you're listening. So you can place your tongue behind your teeth above, and shove it to the middle of the top part of your mouth, and push a little bit on top, and stay like that. So then you train your tongue while you're listening. You will not be um, preparing or thinking what to say, because you'll only be training your tongue. Okay, so that's a way that I teach people how to listen, because it's an art. Okay, because the majority of the people are thinking on what to say and how to defend themselves, instead of listening what's happening. So I need the person or the lady in this case to train being calm. Irina laughing.
I love how creative Bruno is with his, like he's a nice guy, but I wish all listeners would put something in that would be funny.
Oh, he is a nice guy, but he thinks his money makes him a man. Yeah, some men do think like that. That all women wants their money. Yeah, and that's not true. Okay, maybe a couple wants a sugar daddy, but not all of them. um, what else? So what comes up when I talk about observing behavior?
Yes, observing behavior, it's everything, right? The manners, the way that they can conversate with you, the way they listen to you. And, like everything starts from there, right? So we already discovered that looks are not the most important thing. Maybe in 20s, yes. But then, like the more mature we get, the more picky we become, the more wiser we become. And we look at all the other things, right?
Uh-huh. See, and I do think it's very important, but the only last 3 minutes. Oh, Bruno! How long should he last? I do think you need to seek feedback from trusted friends or family. I do think you need to trust a friend and go out, maybe double date, for them to give you feedback and take it seriously, because they know you.
Mhm.
I do think you need to discuss your relationship with trusted friends and family members before you continue going forward with this person. You might notice things that you have might overlooked due to that infatuation and that emotional involvement. So I do think also that you need to educate yourself about relationship dynamics. Come on, Dina, enlighten us how important it is for a man to prioritize the woman in bed.
Yeah, after all, it's passion unscripted.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to take two scenarios, Bruno, because you asked. I'm going to take the scenario one, that the person that wants to dive in bed immediately, and the scenario two, the one that does want to postpone that engagement as long as possible. So the one that is going to dive immediately in bed, you need a condom. And maybe you need to ask what size. Good for you to know. And it's good if you think that having that dynamic in bed is very important. I do recommend going back almost immediately for you to discard that issue. For me, it's important, and it has nothing to do with being um, how you say a prostitute, or giving yourself body counts and that kind of stuff. I don't believe in that. I do think if this is for you very important, you need to take it off the table as soon as possible. The second scenario, you want to postpone as much the body count, or that
The
engagement,
intimacy.
the sexual engagement.
Mhm.
I need you to talk about everything. Ask about the position that he or she likes. What kind of, if it's dominator and BDSM or tantra. I do think it's very important for you to talk and ask as much as possible about what the one each one likes in bed. I hope I responded your question,
Fully,
Bruno.
fully reply to the question.
And I think at last but not least, there are a lot of points that I can bring up here, but I do think you need to trust your intuition as you started, Irina. Um, for me, it's important for everybody to know that intuition is not based on traumas that you have lived or fears that you have. You need to be aware and very aware that if you live on trauma, that's not intuition. You need to be totally relaxed and in tune with yourself for you to be in tune with your intuition. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share today.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's see. Maybe we are gonna have the part two next time because we didn't touch all the topics, but it was fun. Thanks so much, Bruno, for bringing a little bit, like energy and fun into our joyous episodes. And I think we'll continue for the next time, right? And thanks so
Yes.
much for everybody who tuned in, who watched live, and who is going to be watching the replay. And we are open for your questions. And you can also fill in. He is a great guy, but right? Um, yeah, it was very good. Thank you so much. Yeah, it would be nice for somebody to fill in as well. What's in their interpretation is. Uh, this was just the teaser. Yeah, so let's see, like let's people who are going to be watching now or later just put in what is their feeling in after he's a great guy, but what's important for you. We always appreciate your opinion and we always want to know. So till next week, have a great week. Enjoy yourself, enjoy people around you, and keep loving yourself more and more every day. All the best.